There's No Sanctuary Studio of Arizona. Let's recap UFC Vegas 77, talk about some news, and hang with the boys with the MMA-Holes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That was my James T. Kirk beginning. How's everyone doing in the chat? Got me MMA-Holes, Make YouTube Great Again shirt on, and I'm ready to party. I'm ready to hang with the best community in the world. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully you're wonderful. Let's recap UFC Vegas 77, as it was not the best card in the world. We were kind of like, what's this going to be? And it was actually crazy. Madness. Weird injuries, women charging to the other side of the cage. It was just nuts. It was a nutty night. We're gonna react to that, recap that card. We'll talk some more Zuckerberg. He's back with the jits. Maybe they'll fight Elon Musk. Conor McGregor wants to see that. What else are we gonna talk about? We'll talk about the latest in MMA news. We'll talk about Michael Venom Page was released from, well, not released. He's just free agent from Bellator. And there's been buzz all over the internet that he's going to jump into the UFC, or who knows. We'll dive into that and everything else. Also, phone lines will be activated tonight. Let's go! And they are activated for a specific reason over here.
Warning.
Attention MMA-Holes.
Warning.
Be on the lookout.
Warning.
There is a deer loose.
Warning.
This deer is very dangerous.
$250.
I urge you to stay inside.
$250.
Keep your wife's legs closed. Lock your kids in the attic.
$250.
Have an attic. Or hide them in the refrigerator.
Deer. Run from the fucking deer. Deer. Oh my God, it's a fucking deer. Run from the deer. Deer. Oh yeah.
We can't contain the deer.
The deer is loose.
Pure madness. Run for your lives. Or hide in the refrigerator.
Oh shit, it's a deer.
Oh my God. $250.
It's a fucking deer. Oh my God, it's a fucking deer. Oh my God, it's a fucking deer. Oh my God, it's a fucking deer.
No one can duck.
Thank you, D-Rest. By the way, because it was not a super chat, it was a Streamlabs donation, I see like 95% of that $250. Super chats are nice, but this, we see almost the whole percentage. Dear Rest with the donation. D-Rest, you're the best, man. I really appreciate that donation. Let's go, champs! $250 to start the program!
Wonderful.
Oh my goodness. Starting off with a $250 bomb. Thank you, D-Rest, or Dear Rest, or Durest. I mean, when you get donations like that, it's glorious. I said I was going to play something at the end of the stream, but you know what? I might as well play this. I might as well play this now in celebration, because D-Rest, this guy has been incredibly supportive, like stupid supportive lately, and I truly appreciate it. So before we get into all the stuff, all the good topics and the phone lines and all that stuff, let's play the song. Let's play something over here from Mr. D-Rest. Let's all celebrate together, put our hands together for a glorious song from a glorious member of the chat. Take your cocks out. Rub your pussies. The deer is loose.
I'm coming through, cannot wait to go. To our spot at MMA-Holes. Get the gear, get the beer, have a bet to win. UFC be jamming all night, yo. Slam dancing all right because we are the hoes. Your heart, it's MMA-Holes. I'm coming through, you know where to go. MMA-Holes. Crank out the big screen because the live stream's about to begin. MMA-Holes.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you to D-Rest. Wow. What a song there. I hope you guys go subscribe to his channel. I saw Sausage put it in the chat. Thank you, D-Rest. Thank you for being such a wonderful, wonderful human being and a supportive member of the program. You are the best, baby. All right, so, all right, I feel like I'm going to jump off a bridge now. I feel depressed. I feel a little depressed right now. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so let's get into the program here. I am going to do I'm going to do these. I'm going to do some of these. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get into the stuff here. Let's break down 277. We're going to go through Twitter as well and just talk about this card that went down on Saturday night. Little breakdown over here on the MMA-Holes Live. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. This is happening this weekend. It's an early card, so set your alarm clocks and your alarm cocks for the MMA-Holes. We'll be live for this, and we'll be having breakfast with the community. UFC Vegas 77. Okay, what a card, man. I mean, people will be talking about this card many years down the road. You know, it was one of the most epic cards I've ever seen with my own eyeballs. I can't even believe that they did not charge a pay-per-view for this thing. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, Holly Holm did suffer a loss as she got choked out against the cage. She looked incredibly old. And, you know, the ass is a little flabbier. You know, she's 41. You know, everyone's starting to talk about the R word, you know. Everyone's starting to talk about that. So, you know, what a career for Holly. She was a champ. She defeated Ronda Rousey dramatically, and she kind of peaked there. And then after that, you know, she had her ups and downs. She fucked John Jones, and here she is. Here she is, 41 years of age. She does not leave the gloves in the cage, but who knows if she's ever going to come back. I mean, I think she'll ride one more time now. I thought she was going to retire that night, but I guess she wasn't ready, and we'll probably see more of Holly. But let's start from the beginning and work our way up. A lot of things to talk about on this card. And what's interesting about this card is women's MMA really shined on Saturday night. And for all the wrong reasons. some good reasons, but mostly I haven't laughed that hard during a card as I did on Saturday. And not for this fight. This fight was just embarrassing. Ashley Evans-Smith, I don't even know how the hell she found her way back on the roster, but I have a feeling this is a one-off. She hasn't won in like 5 years, and she was like stealing surgical masks, and I don't know. She was doing some weird shit outside of the UFC, and she's doing a lot of this weird porn podcasting stuff, which is kind of cool, you know. And I don't hate Ashley Evans-Smith. You know, I don't really know her, but we do realize what she is as a UFC fighter, as a professional mixed martial artist, and she went in there and just dominated. It was really bad. I mean, credit to Ashley, she lasted, and it went the distance. But Ashley Evans-Smith, my goodness, does anyone in the chat think she's gonna get another shot in the UFC? I mean, I don't know. I would love to know from the matchmakers. Okay, why is she back? But she was. Maybe the breast implants. Maybe they thought that would help her out. I don't know. She can't meant to be crushed. She's a can meant to be crushed. She's a can meant to be crushed. That's what you're saying. Okay, probably. Yeah. I have a feeling Aylin Perez, like, put her up against someone that, you know, some people know the name of. Makes sense. Makes total sense. Let's see. Jeslyn Michelle is my friend. She won her fight. Well, how about that, Jeslyn? Wow, good for you. That's nice. That's nice to know. Congrats. She'll fight again. You think she'll fight again? Well, she'll fight again. You think it's going to be in the UFC, Rico? Man, I mean, I didn't think she was going to fight again, and she wound up there Saturday. She's now 6-6. She's like the female Artem Lobov with breast implants. I don't see how she would fight again. It was kind of embarrassing. I got 650 points in goat milk. The first 8 fights I got right. Then I got 3 wrong. Yeah, it's crazy. That one thing about this card, all the favorites won except for one fight. Like, if you picked all favorites, you're good. You were good on Saturday. So a lot of people had a lot of wins. You know, a lot of people just like go up the card, pick all the favorites, and away you go. And on this thing, it paid off. You know, if you bet on those favorites, you did all right on Saturday. She got breast implants, and then I fuck black guys. I fuck black guy's haircut. Is that what you see there? What? Chubbs, would you Chubbs is a pretty straightforward guy. Would you actually say that in person, or is this an online thing? Like, if you saw Ashley Evans Smith, would you say, "Man, that haircut looks like I fuck black. You fuck black guys"? Would you actually say that to her in person? I mean, I say some pretty messed up things, and I would say it to all the athletes in person or whoever we're talking about, because I'm a wacko. But I'm curious. Would you say that in person? Be honest with me, Chubbs. I mean, Jesus, what a comment. I don't know. I don't know who she fucks, but I guess that's the type of haircut she's got right there. I would say that in person because my sister has the same haircut and a black fiance. All right, very nice. Very nice. Wow. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Another decision over here, Alex Munoz over Carl Deaton. Whatever. I mean, it could be a little controversial, even though it was unanimous. I don't know. Deaton showed up, but Munoz got the win. Really not much for me to say. That's the guy that beat Nick Newell in the Contender Series, took his spot on the roster, and here he is getting a win. I wasn't super impressed with the performance. I actually was more impressed by Deaton in that fight. But yeah, Munoz got the win, and congratulations to him on that. Azat Maksum stays undefeated in a really tough fight against Tyson Nam. Actually a good fight, you know, between the boys. Nam was really showing up here, but Maksum gets the edge in the scores. And there were a couple of fights on this card where you might scratch your head about judging. Again, close fights. And this could be one of those, but I think they got it right. Azat Maksum for the win. Another gentleman, unblemished record, got the funny hat. You know, when you're from Kyrgyzstan and you got funny hats, well, you got to keep an eye on these guys because they could be a problem in the UFC, and he might be another one. I need to see more, you know, because Tyson Nam almost won that fight. This one over here, I try to, you know, so this card, I had $20 on this card, big money, and I only placed one bet straight up, and then I put a dopey parlay together. I wasn't feeling it, this card, and I actually feel pretty good about it. If the entire card, the favorites win, and there's only one underdog that wins, right? I don't feel so bad about losing. I don't. Now, if a bunch of underdogs win and I don't pick the right underdogs, then I'm bummed. So this card I don't feel so bad about. We'll bounce back next week. And we'll get back to plus money Moss, so don't worry about that. We'll get to the McKinney fight in a second because I have a lot to say. But good win by Evan Elder, man. He looks pretty solid out there. He beat up on Valdez, and Valdez had moments in that fight, but Elder did enough, got the win. I agree with the decision there, and away we go. It was a nice win for the kid. This burnt guy, COSTA, gets a unanimous decision against Austin Lingo. Just looked dominant. Like, Lingo had nothing for him. Like, COSTA was just battering him. And if you look at how we started the card, 5 fights on the card, all decisions. That is a recipe for disaster on a UFC card, especially a card that people aren't too interested in. So, you know, 5 fights, decisions. Oh boy, what is this going to turn into? But don't worry, it gets interesting. And here we go. Dudakova gets the win. I don't know what this girl's made of. All I know is she's Russian, and she clearly has ice in her veins because this Dudakova chick. All right, let's find it. So if you look at our thumbnail, all right, you could see faded in the background. There's an injury over there, right? There's an injury, and a girl looks like she's in a lot of pain, right? Would you say once in the chat if you think this young lady looks like she's in a lot of pain? And the way Dudakova stood over her after the elbow popped out, and I mean, it was pretty vicious. She was just like, it looked like she still wanted to beat her face in, even though this girl's arm was split in half. She planted the hand on the mat, and the arm just buckled. We've seen some pretty disgusting injuries in that cage, and some similar to this. But in women's MMA, for the arm to pop out the way it did, and the way the arm was pushing through the skin, my goodness, it was a rough sight on the night of UFC Vegas 77. And here's Dana White's picture that he posted. I was like, damn, man, this poor girl. Oh, where is it? I thought Dana put it on his Instagram. Oh, where's the picture? Damn, it's not his Instagram. Bummer. Let's see, injury. This is when the card started getting interesting. Well, here's the injury happening. I'll show you guys here. Get ready. It's not for the squeamish. The same injury happened to Shogun in Pride when he fought Mark Coleman. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, there's been so many. There was that Kimura. There's so many times where we've seen some pretty bad stuff. We saw a guy's ear almost fall off his head. You know, people shattering, leg shattering with Weidman and you know, Anderson Silva. You know, we've seen some pretty vicious injuries. It seems worse when it happens to the ladies for some reason. I don't know why. Like, it's bad for the boys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is, but it is like, you know, it's I don't know. You just don't expect it. It's such a weird thing. And as she plants her hand on the mat, you can just see the buckle. You can just see this buckle, and you're like, oh boy, that's not going to be good. Oh, you see it popping out right there. Like, what a freak thing. What, like, I mean, that is such a freak thing. And as she rolls over, and her opponent's like a fucking alligator in the swamp, just rolling their victim. This chick is like, oh boy, no, I'm fucked. She just immediately grabs her arm. The other one's like, I'm gonna kill her. And look at the look of, oh my god, terror. And you can see over here, like, after it happens, this is, oh my god. Like, she just stands over, just walks away. Not like, are you okay? She just looks at her. It would be helpful if you saw it. She just looks at her, just walks over, and she's like, yeah, whatever. Dude, these Russians, man. I would have been like, are you okay? Like, is everything fine? She's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, it was nothing. Like, it was absolutely nothing. I don't know what could she have been thinking? Like, what, anyone in the chat, would any of you act like that in any way? Like, would you just be like, oh yeah, that's no big deal, her arm's in half, if she dies, she dies? Dude, what is up with this chick? So she gets the win. I mean, maybe she's just bummed. She wanted to put on a performance. She stays undefeated. She goes 7-0. She's only 24 years of age. I mean, she's interesting, but, you know, we need to see more, of course. Bummer. She did fight another girl. It's like, why are you still in the UFC? And I felt really bad the night of this Nunes girl, because if you look at her now, she's what, 6-5. She's 6-5-0. Okay, she seems like a nice girl, top team, but look at this record. My goodness, lost to Angela Lee in 1, got into the UFC. Angela Lee, she lost to Gina Ling Yang, however you say her name. She defeated her, and then she gets a shot in the UFC, right? She loses rear naked choke in her debut. Next fight against Sam Hughes, she loses a majority decision. She fights Yasmin Uruguay. She gets ground and pounded in the second round. And then, okay, 3 fights, 3 chances in the UFC, all losses, and they give her a 4th. And then in her 4th chance, that happens. Like, this happens. Like, what? This poor girl, man. I mean, it's a sign, right? It's a sign. UFC, why? These are 2 young ladies, and listen, I'm not trying to like rid these people of their jobs, but what I'm saying is, if they're not at the UFC level, I don't like when the UFC puts these girls in there just to get slaughtered, you know? And this girl, I mean, just a freak injury. Chances are she was going to lose anyway, but it's a lamb to the slaughter fight, you know? So, and not many clams to choose from. Yeah, it's a clam shortage. That's probably what it is. But yeah, it's just another example of, like, with women's MMA. We're seeing it with the men, though. We are seeing it with the men where they throw fresh meat in there. But, you know, when you see it happening with the girls, it's like, then why do we even have this? You know, it goes back to the conversation we've had before. You know, it's just, this is all like growing pains in the UFC, and they're just bringing girls in that aren't the caliber of some of these other girls. And I don't know. I don't know what you do. And it is weird. It is really strange how, like, NBA has NBA and WNBA has women's NBA. Like, they're separate. They do their own thing. I'm starting to think, like, Invicta is a thing. I'm thinking maybe the UFC should just, like, do, like, a little split action, you know? Smaller events for the ladies until they build it up in a way where, you know, and go up to heavyweight. Bring in the fat broads. Let's go, you know? But what we seen on Saturday night, there are some positives. But what we have seen, like, you just look at it and you're like, this, it's too early for this stuff. Like, I don't know. So what do you guys think in the chat? I know I'm hard on women's MMA, but I'm just trying to look at it from a perspective, a business perspective, and as a fan. You know, I don't hate women's MMA, but it's at the same time, I might rather it separate from the boys. You know? Now, we did see some twerking. That was nice. You know, we got to see some twerking. You know, I think people want to see that, and that does break up the men in underwear. Let's go to some twerk action here. See, you got a little of that. Mac Mally's throwing bills at her. He's throwing bills at her. You know, you get to see that, so that's kind of cool. But I mean, is this what we got to resort to? You know, I mean, I don't mind it. Don't get me wrong. Norma Dumont's a legit fighter in a dead weight class. I don't understand. Like Chubbs, 145 doesn't even exist. We'll get to Dumont in a second. She seems like she's good against girls that, I mean, talk about slim pickings. There's no one there. There's not even a weight class. So Norma Dumont, like, who is she really beating? And the girl that she beat, I'm a big fan of now. That's the UFC of all it's dead. No, well, yeah, maybe you have to have a separate women's league. Come on, man. That tweet's actually pretty funny. Gotta give it a like. Give it a like and a retweet. You know, show some love. But like I said, let me know in the chat. Like, I mean, there are a lot of people out there that use the UFC, the women's fights, as bathroom breaks. A lot of people out there weren't happy about this main event with Holly Holm. And let's be honest, even if you like women's MMA, Holly Holm's main event, I mean, why are we doing this? Why is Holly the main event anymore with these fight nights? It's enough. Enough with this silliness, you know? So it's like, I mean, I feel like if we had it separate and then you had there's no complaining anymore, right? You could watch one thing, you could watch the other thing, you could watch both of them, you know? And you can let the women's MMA, you know, progress and give them their their big lights, you know, for their main events over there and build it up. Whereas with this, it's just, it feels like non-alcoholic beer, you know? Oh my God, heavyweights women's. I mean, dude, I'm telling you right now, that is a must. That is a must. But the problem is, where do you get these women from? Like, there are a lot of overweight women out there, of course, but how many of them are going to want to compete, put on 4-ounce gloves and get in a cage? How many? Most of them are not going to want to do that, right? So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a handful that would think about it, but most wouldn't if you're thinking realistically. So I think that's why it probably would never happen. But I would love to see it, man. I think it'd be hilarious. Fat bitches, yeah, Demon, I'm in. Like, I think that'd be so amazing. I'll put it to you this way. I think I'm gonna say something that might shock the fucking whole room here, but I think I'd rather see heavyweight women than heavyweight men. I think I might rather see that because it'd be hilarious, man. You know, at least if the fight sucks, we could laugh our ass off. You know, the men, when the fight sucks, they just really suck, and it's not even funny anymore. It's sad. You know, bring in the big girls. I don't know. Like I don't know. I like to see it, but it's probably an issue to get big girls in the cage to compete. I would imagine that's the problem. Had oil checking going on. We had a little bit of everything. Anyway, so you had that injury over there. Let's move on because I do want to get to the phone calls and the rest of the stories. I tell you, this is another close one. Oh, why is it? Hold on a second. The next fight over here. I'm going to blast through this as quick as possible to get the good stuff. Bagdasaryan gets the win, unanimous decision. Very close fight. Like, good back and forth scrap. There were times where I was like, oh, shit, Bagdasaryan's going to lose this thing. He wound up winning. Good for him. All right. Terrence McKinney versus Nazim Sadykhov. What I do want to see is, let's see, UFC news. UFC news. By the way, hit the like if you haven't done so yet. I really would appreciate that. Muscular woman making me feel funny. I actually think the UFC needs to develop a 145 more than any of these others because at least the bigger they are, the more knockout power. True, but they tried. It's not like they haven't tried. When Chris Cyborg came in, they said, okay, we're going to have to put this weight class together for Cyborg because she's Chris Cyborg. So they tried to do it, and it's just slim pickings. And I think that's the problem with heavyweight women. Like, where are you going to find enough women to compete, for that? Another reason, I mean, if you can't even keep a consistent 145-pound weight class in the UFC, that's a massive red flag. We're too early. So regional fight card should be growing, women's MMA, and then maybe the UFC had a side league or something where they can put something on. I don't know. But it's too early, man, for the ladies. I mean, how many women out there that want to get in the cage and fight? You gotta find damaged women. Like that's what it comes down to. You gotta find women like with fucked up pasts or their fucking uncle touched them or some shit. Like you gotta find like normal women. You go out in public, like guys just want to fight, right? We just like, you looking at me the wrong way? Let's fight. Like guys are fucking morons. We're a bunch of apes. But how many women out there truly are there to compete at a professional level? So I think that's the problem. And the UFC is trying to keep this thing afloat, but and they have talented ladies. It's not like they don't have talented ladies, but it's slim pickings. All right. I wanted to go to the score on here real quick. UFC news. I want to get to the scorecards. This is the Holly one. I want to get to the McKinney one. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the Madalena fight's interesting. We got to talk about that. That kid as well, the 21-year-old that won. Yeah, so it started getting interesting. Where's the scorecards? This is the Dumont fight. Was Dumont before? Here we go. So Terrence McKinney won the first round, right? He utilized his grappling and did enough. All three judges had him in the first round. And Terrence McKinney was on his way to looking pretty good in this fight. Now, first round McKinney is where he's at. As the fight progresses, we haven't really seen much of Terrence. So that's, a little suspect. But he still was doing his job. And he was trying to hold down his opponent. And as he was trying to bring him down and collect the body, Sadykhov was blatantly holding onto the fence multiple times. Okay? I'm not the only one that saw this. It's all over the internet. Terrence has been complaining about it, but it never looks good when a fighter complains and makes excuses, right? But I'm going to make excuses. And listen, I only had $15 on the guy. Like, it's not like I win or lose, I don't give a shit. I said it before this fight. I was bitching about the fence grabs. I'm going to say it again. Enough is enough. Seriously. And especially that Keith Peterson warned. He warned Sadykhov, and he just blatantly does it again. Listen. I think first offense, you take a point. I think as soon as you cheat, you take a point. In any sport, if you do something against the rules, you penalize. It's in every single sport. You do something wrong, you don't get a warning. You get a penalty. If I'm playing hockey and I cross-check someone, they don't say, hey, don't do that again. They give you a fucking penalty. In every sport. What is this warning? If a guy blatantly holds on to the cage, you take the point away. You reset the boys. You let him have at it again. And even if that point is taken away, it still helps the fighter out, right? It still helps out Sajikov because, hey, they're going to get reset. It still helps him. But at least he doesn't, break the momentum because the ref is slapping his fingers out of the cage and then all of a sudden flips the script. Sajikov is very good. This guy is a very good fighter, and any little bit of help he gets is going to hurt McKinney in this fight. What is the odds that after a foul happens multiple times, he finishes McKinney, submits him, traps the arm, chokes him out? Come on. It's only a life or death sport. It is a life or death sport, but key word is sport, right? It's not like the old days. It's not like you're bringing in fucking the jiu-jitsu guy versus the fucking sumo wrestler or whatever, the kickboxer versus, I don't know. It's not that. It's a whole different situation here, right? They're trying to make this is a sanctioned sport with rules. And when rules are broken, which they're broken constantly, and I'm not blaming Sajikov in any way. I'm not trying to shit on Sajikov. The guy got the win. He got the finish. He got the win. And the ref let it go. It's more the ref's fault than anything. But when a ref does not do his job, they're supposed to protect the fighters. And if another fighter is fouling, how is he protecting the fighters? He's clearly not doing his job. It's a problem. That is honestly, I think fence grabs are a bigger problem than judging. Because if you go the distance, well, it's your fault you didn't finish your opponent. At the end of the day, it's your fault. Should have fucking finished the opponent. You leave it to the judges. They're human beings. They all see different things. But if there's a foul, there should be a deduction. I don't even think it's a question. I don't think it's a question. Nobody's perfect. So what does that even mean? I don't know. What does nobody's perfect mean? You're saying because Keith Peterson made a mistake? McKinney now is 0-2 in his last 2 fights. McKinney's head's probably all screwed up from this thing. It's messed up, man. It really is. It's a messed up situation. And I'm sure Terrence is getting shit on Twitter. Anytime Terrence tweets, he gets shit on, right? And sometimes it's deserved. But in this situation, he makes an excuse. This is what drives me nuts. These two, I hate the fact that we agree. We all make mistakes, move on. Dude, he could have taken a bonus out of his pocket, feeding his family. What is that? Sausage. What kind of nonsense comment is that? We all make mistakes. Bro, you probably took $50,000 out of his pocket. You probably took a potential massive fight for him, out of the... What the hell? He's got to pay quarter. He's got to pay his fucking training camp. Months of training for a fight. People make mistakes. Move on. Dude, it's not how it works. It's not how it works. Now these two guys, I hate it that I actually agree with them, but they're right. Well, here, listen to this.
Here's grab.
Hand is a
That's all.
I can't even listen to these guys, but yeah.
Give it one finger.
It's like a
Let Hughes with it. Dude, Sauce, what are you talking about? We're watching a sport. What stone are we casting? My man fucked up. He fucked up. Massively fucked up and literally took money out of this kid's pocket. Kid's now 0-2 at finishes. Crazy, man. That's craziness. PMS. No, when people say stupid things, I gotta call them stupid. What am I supposed to do? Sit here and be like, yeah, made a mistake. That's nonsense. Craziness.
a rattlesnake.
People make mistakes. Oh my God. Imagine you're driving. You have your kid in your passenger seat. Someone blows a red light, smashes into your car. Your kid flies out the fucking window, dies. People make mistakes. That's what you sound like, you fucking idiot. Think about that. That's not the case. People should be accountable for their mistakes, punished for their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Come on, what are we talking about here?
Give you the hook, buddy. I give you the hook. I'm telling you, I just don't care. He had just warned him. And then he went back and grabbed it again.
You're allowed to put your hand on the fence.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
So now when my hands up,
Whoever clipped this needs to be shot. I hate this. and the fucking words popping up, and it's like, oh man, what are we doing?
On the fence. Am I paying attention to my hand on the fence?
The fight's not going your way because the ref has no answer other than like, hey, don't grab the fence.
All right, I can't listen to this because the music in the background. But anyway, apples to oranges, bro. Bro, are you guys on crack today? By the way, I got some more gummies, so I'm very excited about this. For real, though, besides you trolling, like, you're telling me if that was a title fight and someone grabbed the fence and completely, like, for instance, Conor when he was cheating. I'm a big fucking Conor fan. Big fan. But he fucking cheated. There's no doubt about it, he cheated. And grabbing the fence and this and that, stopping takedowns or whatever, it's a penalty. You know? It's a penalty over there. How many, hold on, I got to see this. How many people don't give a fuck about fence grabs? Because I'm assuming you don't, like, you don't watch sports? I don't know, like, how, like, any sport you foul, you get penalized. In soccer, they throw a fucking gay-ass, what's it called? Card at you when you foul. You're in trouble. In hockey, you go to the penalty box when you're cheating. The slightest of fence grab will stop the momentum of a takedown. And he did it like 2 times. He got warned. Listen, I understand people don't like Terrence McKinney. The guy looks like a fucking piranha. I get it. He's black. Some people don't like black people. Whatever. Put that aside. A fence grab is a fence grab. Like, if it's illegal, it's illegal. Thank you. I don't know. We're watching a sport, guys. Like, at the end of the day, we are watching a sport. Do we forget this? As much as I love Carnage, thank you, Sober Carl, for being a member for 22 months. Appreciate that. Hit that fucking like button. I don't understand. So if we don't take points for penalties, what are we watching? Doesn't make any sense. This is actually fascinating. I don't give a fuck about fence grabs. If your toes get ripped off, so be it. So if you stop a takedown from a fence grab, you're fine with that? And then, let me, in this scenario, he literally got submitted. He got finished right after that sequence. So if, I don't like, what? This doesn't make any sense. There could be a rule when the fence grab can be accumulated over different fights. 3 fence grabs over 2 fights, you get a point. I mean, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. So wait, if you get, you shouldn't even be warned. You shouldn't even be warned. Think about this. Oh, it was a mistake. It's a foul. It's a fucking foul. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you're doing something against the rules, there's no need for a warning. If I accidentally cross-check someone, that's still a cross-check. If someone's driving to the hoop in basketball and I fucking shove them, right? That's a foul. It's a penalty. If you're in football, you jump off sides, that's a penalty, 5 yards. It's like there's no like warning. The ref doesn't step in and be like, all right, just don't do that again, man. Think about this. We're watching a sport. Like, I don't understand. In any sport, a foul's a penalty. Make it small so fingers don't fit through. Some people are saying plexiglass, but then you would have like the fingerprints all over the glass. There would just be like smudges and... I mean, I guess you could make fences smaller, but then you can't really see through the fences, right? In a soccer tournament, if a player receives too many yellow cards over the tournament, he has to miss the next game. Oh, so you're saying, so if there's too many penalties, he's got to be... it doesn't... Because the problem is, in this game that they're playing, it could result in serious injury on the other side, right? So say, like... I don't know, say he broke Terrence McKinney's arm or something when he pinned it and choked him out. You know? Electric fence works. Yeah, that works. They should. I don't know what the solution is. The only thing I could think of is when they... Listen, if you take immediate points for fence grabs, people will just stop doing it. It's that simple. It's like any foul in the UFC. I understand why fighters do it. I would do it. If fucking I had a neckbeard trying to fucking pull my legs and drag me down to the ground, I would be holding every part of that fence. I would be shoving my finger, oil checking their asshole. I would be doing anything I could possibly do to cheat and get away with it. So I get it. Grounded opponents, like that grounded opponent nonsense where people are putting their hands down. Haha, you can't hit me. Like, it's the dumbest fucking rule in the world. They need to make changes. They do. And as if they got rid of grounded opponents, people wouldn't be purposely slowing down fights. If they got rid of fucking fence grabs and said, hey, listen, I'm going to take a point immediately, don't do it. Just don't do it. That's it. Cheating stops. It's immediately over. You know what I'm saying? I pull your neck beard, you're raging. I grab your neck beard. You know, I mean, I feel like there's super easy solutions, you know? And here's the thing too, like, there are people with big money on these fights, right? Like, I only have $15. I don't give a shit. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking kill me. But there are people that are betting like serious money on these fights. Could you imagine you lost that fight? It could have went a whole different direction, but a foul changed the whole dynamic, changed the flow of a fight. A fight's flow changes instantly, you know? In this sport, it's pretty weird. Like, the smallest of things changes the whole momentum of a fight. An offense grab, we've seen it over and over again, how that can aid fighters tremendously, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm so sick of screaming about it. I've been screaming about this for a while. And it's like I keep seeing it happen, and it's driving me nuts. It's driving me crazy, man. But I can't listen to this guy because he's got dopey music in the background. He's like, hey, guys.
No, do something about it. That's that frustration
Yeah, I got the music in the background.
that sets in. You want to get up
Like,
and
why have the music in the background? I just want to hear you have to say.
stalk the ref. Hey, look, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest.
You should do it.
So if I go to sweep you...
Well, what did he say?
Hey, look, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest
Hold on. Back up.
about it. That's that frustration that sets in. You want to get up and sock the ref. Hey, look,
Imagine someone gets up. Imagine Terrence McKinney got up and just fucking flatlined the ref. Just head kicked him. Keith Peterson's fucking head goes into the rafters.
being honest. I'm being honest.
You should do it.
So if I go to sweep you and you stop the first momentum, and then you let go when the ref warns you, and then I go to sweep you again, and you just hook it with your finger, that's sometimes all it takes to stop your momentum. It's no different than when I go to throw a combination and you hit me with a little oblique kick. Well, now my power's not there anymore. If you just got warned and you let go, and then I went to sweep you again and you grabbed it again, it should be an automatic point deduction.
He's right. Dude, I hate the fact that I agree with him because I can't stand him. But he's right. He's right. They got to do something about this. It needs to stop. They need to fix this damn sport. It's bad enough we got bad judging, but can't take a point away for or stop these knuckleheads from doing this shit. What the fuck is going on? Super Chat D-Man.
Get rid of the cage. How about bulletproof glass?
Well, it's fingerprints and smudges and all sorts of fluids would be smeared all over that. It'd be tough. I don't know. Like, the cage thing, like, if you make it smaller, you're not going to be able to see through it as good. Just take a fucking point, man. People will stop doing it. They would immediately stop doing it. Put mittens on them. I don't know. Put little fucking mittens on them and slippers so their toes don't get stuck in the fence, or just tape everything together. I don't know, man. But I do think a point. Yeah, little mittens. You like the mittens idea? I do like that. Just take the fucking point. People will stop. They'll stop fucking doing it. You know, it's that simple. But Terrence McKinney, man, dude, this guy's head's got to be all messed up. 2 in a row, 2 finishes. And now you got the hype train of Sajikov from Law MMA. This kid looks good, man. This kid actually looks like he could be a stud. So he goes, what, 9-1? What's his record now? Yeah, 9-1. Nazim Sajikov. So I'll be looking forward to him. I didn't even know he was Law MMA. I completely forgot until I saw Frivola screaming and Longo in the corner. I was like, oh, shit. I totally forgot. I remember him in the Contender Series now. But, yeah, the kid's all right. He's all right. So what do you think about T-Rec? You think that's it, man? Like, he's still only 28 years old. He's catching a lot of heat online. You know? He's a little bit of a knucklehead. But he's got a lot of talent. He's a good wrestler. You know? First round, he's a fucking animal. I wonder how he's going to bounce back from something like this. Or is it going to just be another Kevin Lee? Let me know in the chat. Not many wanted to fight Cyborg. What else can the ref be looking at? Flat stage with a moat. Should we have a moat? and sharks in the moat. T-Rex. Hold on a second. I lost you. T-Rex has one more fight before he gets cut. Wow. You think he's going to get cut? Oh, man. Well, 3 in a row doesn't look good. Especially if you get smoked in all 3. He won't. He just one of those deadly round one killers. So that's it, huh? Round one, that's it. I talked to T-Rex, and he said I could live in his tooth cap. Cool guy. My phone is being weird typing. Remember Khabib versus Conor? Conor almost reached his elbow. Dude, Conor cheated all throughout that fight. And, yeah. I can't argue that. But like I said, I don't blame the fighters. I don't blame Sajikov. I blame the refs. You know? There's some refs out there that just like, fuck you, point. That's it. You know, there's no warnings here. You foul, it's a point, you know? I'm all about that. There are, you know, accidents that do happen. I do feel like there are certain situations if your toes are like going against the cage. I don't think sometimes you're always trying to hook those things in on purpose. But, you know, if you're just grabbing the cage and saying, don't take me down, I mean, what are we doing? But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. We will see this again. I'll be yelling and screaming again about this. It's just never going to stop until the refs just start, you know, growing a pair of balls. Speaking of balls, how about the balls on Chelsea Chandler? She looked like she had a lot of balls as she was walking in all manly. She's 209, by the way, so that's why she was doing that Diaz stuff in there. But not very 209 when she turned her back and just fucking beelined it. So let's show this girl, man. Dude, we laughed so fucking hard at this. I don't know how you could not watch this and laugh. So she gets hit with a flurry by Dumont. This is Chubbs' girl over here, lunch lady. Slap it, Joe, a slap. And let's see what she hit her with. So she's coming in. Dumont barely hits her with a left. She does like a clobbering right. Dude, what a punch. Like she comes in like palm forward, pa on the face. Okay. She grazes over top with the left, then follows up with right. That one connects. And then Chandler's like, oh, fuck this. And just takes off. Just like turns and says, I am out of here. And it's a weird, I mean, the flurry didn't look too crazy, you know? A lot came in, only 2 really landed. Nothing crazy. But she just didn't want it anymore. She's just like, get me out of here. Get me the hell. Dude, it's such a weird sequence. And it was a fantastic laugh. Fantastic laugh. Dumont looks good, man. She looks like she's a tough Brazilian in a weight class that doesn't exist. I don't know what you do with these girls. What do you do with a Norma Dumont? Like, what happens now? Like, they're like fighting for nothing. There's no rankings. There's nothing there. It's just all right. That fight happened. So what do you guys think in the chat? What happens now for Norma Dumont? What would you do with her next? Just keep on setting her up with the 3 that are on the roster? What happens? Get over here, says Encore MPW. Let's see. That really is him. So we got old UFC legend in the house. What are we talking about? What did I miss? Strong current, scary. OnlyFans. OnlyFans would be next. I would out Norma Dumont in my basement and keep her free. Wow. How many people in the chat? One's in the chat if you guys think that Norma is fappable. I'd rather watch WNBA than women's MMA. 10K. OnlyFans seems like a thing.
Let's go, champ.
Thank you, Masva Balls, being a double champ. I saw MMA Joey in the park. Passed out drunk with diarrhea in his pants. Well, if you want to see anything on that, go to Not the MMA Holes, the last stream. Not the MMA Holes. I spent a good 2 hours on that subject. I got very high and and yeah. So if you want to see that, go there. Chris Money Moss is Sausage, old UFC fighter. Is Sausage an old UFC fighter? What? None of them chicks are attractive. No way, no fap zone, says Ann. Norma is not a bad-looking woman. No, she's not. She is attractive. She's not bad. She's got a nice dump truck on her. She got a little jiggly lower half on her. So if you like a little cushion for the pushing, Norma's not bad at all. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do. So everyone says OnlyFans. All right, we're just gonna have to go with that. All right, Norma Dumont. Next step, OnlyFans. Woohoo! We solved it. Done. No, you don't have to worry about anything else. No more 145. Okay. It's so weird, man. There's not many MMA fighters I get charged up about anymore. Like women's MMA fighters. It's weird. Like I used to think Jessica Rose Clark was pretty hot, but she keeps losing and she's out of the UFC now. No, I don't know. No, none of them. Like what girl like gets you all riled up? UFC doesn't turn me on. It's weird. Man, maybe I'm gay. Like I don't know. I don't look at the women's fighters and be like, oh man, I want to fuck her. You guys, how many people in the chat are like in love with one UFC fighter? Like you cannot get enough of that fighter. You want to see them fight every week. I don't know. I mean, maybe because I'm happy at home. I don't know. I got a decent love life. Maybe that's why. But I don't know why. Jandiroba, yeah. Oh, all right. I lied. Yeah, Jandiroba's one. Grasso and Lipsky. Lipsky's pretty. Grasso, I don't know, man. She looks. I let her sit on my face until I tap. How many people have beat off to one of these girls? How many beat? De La Rosa's cute. Cyborg. Peak femininity. Conor McGregor. Dern, if she shuts up. I think Dern's a butterface, to be honest. Montana. Pauline Viana. Natalia Silva. Gina Carano is wifey. Miner Jandiroba. Multiple Jandirobas. Dropped a video as proof. Let's see. The only one back in the day was Gina Carano, but she got blackballed. Yeah, I thought Gina Carano looked like a dude, man. She looked like a linebacker. You know? Am I shallow? I don't know. No, it's just, I don't know. I don't get like all horned up by UFC fighters. It's like I used to think Kovalevich was pretty hot back before the implants. I thought she was pretty hot. I used to think, who else? I actually used to think Joanna Jędrzejczyk was kind of weirdly attractive. Like in an odd way. I thought that girl, the Scottish girl too, was a little kind of attractive in a weird way. Just an odd, bizarre way. But not like I was like going to fucking throw myself at her. But Jessica Rose Clark was probably the most attractive, I thought at least. You ever see her before? Not now. She's a cow. Who's this? Oh, Gina Carano? Yeah, I remember her from back in the day. I do. Yeah, she got her chin was like too chiseled. She looked like the prince from Shrek.
Wonderful, wonderful.
They could be saving the 145 belt for a lack of a PPV, maybe Ronda return. Or do a 4-person tournament like they did for the intro for flyweight. Actually, if you needed to put 4 chicks for a 145 belt, who do you choose? Okay, there's a lot in this $2 donation. Let's see. They could be saving a 145 belt for lack of pay-per-view, maybe one. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be like lingering. Maybe if like Kayla Harrison finds a way to the UFC or something, and if Ronda by some miracle comes back. I mean, but they don't even have to have it lingering. They could just say, okay, we're just going to do it, you know? Do a 4-person tournament like they did for the intro for flyweight. Dude, I'd rather cut my eyeballs out than watch a 4-person like female MMA tournament. Actually, if you need to put 4 chicks for 145 belts, who do you choose? Dude, I mean, like I said, maybe the chat could answer that. I am like, dude, I am over. I feel like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Eagle FC. Like, I spend more time laughing at women's MMA than enjoying it. Like, I don't know. I went up laughing the whole time, you know? But I don't know how, like, maybe the chat could answer this better than me. Tell some 125ers to go up to 35, like Blanchfield. I do like Erin Blanchfield, though. I do like her. I think she's going to be fun. Then have the Bullet go up to 45 to replace Nunes. I mean, yeah, that's not impossible. Misogynist. I don't know, man. Honestly, you want to know my honest opinion? I think women's MMA is just there for us to beat off to. I don't even think, like, is it really, like, are we there for the competition? I think it's just for horny guys. Right? That's why they brought Ronda in. Ronda at the time was somewhat attractive, and then she turned into this weird-looking butch.
Never fapped over a woman, MMA woman. They're just intrusive second-hand thoughts. Yeah, I don't know. Like, other than like, because here's why I'm saying this. Why does the UFC push the hotter girls? Some girls with crap-ass records, but they're pretty. And then, like, the sloth-looking girls, they kind of push aside, right? I only think they're there as meat. Honestly, I only think they're there to just have their Instagram explode, have them twerk and do their thing, so they can kind of, you know, get the horned up guys. I think. I don't know, like, what else? It's not for the, it's for the incels. Yeah, it's for incels. It is, and simps. That's what it's for, man. Like, honestly, like, what is it really there for? Like, Bueno Silva seems like all right, I'm skipping around. Hold on, let me get through the rest of this card. But, I mean, this fight was nonsense. This fight was it was a waste of time. It was hilarious. We laughed our asses off, but is it supposed to be funny? I don't think the UFC is supposed to be funny, right? I don't think that's the thing they're going for. I mean, I could use more humor in the UFC. It's, you know, I could watch more of that. Let's see. Are you telling me that the whiteboard at the UFC office that has Hottie and Sloth? I think so. I think there's a secret section in that war room that, like, fuckable, DTF, fuckable girls, and then the sloths. So, like, okay, we're going to have to drag the sloths in over here. You're right, Monson. Only gay dudes watch men fights. Wait, how many gays do you think fans of MMA? Like, I look at it like this. In the NFL, I watch a bunch of fucking men compete. Does that make me gay? I don't know. I just watch guys fucking compete. In hockey, there's a bunch of dudes with sticks and they beat the shit out of each other. If I'm watching basketball, it's a bunch of men doing their thing. And in the UFC, we got women involved in there. It's fine. Like, listen, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that, but I don't need to sexualize the UFC. I don't need that. You know, I don't know. I don't need it. Like, I mean, I feel like if you're going to do that, have a separate entity. And then if I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a little horned up here, I want to see some hot girls compete, I'll watch that. But why we mixing it together? I don't understand. You're not in the NBA. You're not fucking putting girls in there. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know, I don't know. Like, am I off on this? I'm not saying get rid of women's MMA altogether, wipe it off the earth. I'm saying segregate it. Why are we infusing it together? I don't understand. It's only gay if you make eye contact. And the original thinking too, and I loved when Ronda Rousey was doing her thing. I loved it. I did thoroughly enjoy that craziness. But it kind of, and I liked Joanna and Jacek. I was a fan of her. I feel like all the fun is gone. You know, look at this main event that happened with Holly Holm. You know, like, it's kind of a mess. Solid win for Bueno Silva. I do believe that Bueno Silva is probably going to be the next Nunes. Like, when we saw Nunes in the beginning, I don't think any of us were saying, oh, champion. I don't think anyone was saying that from the beginning. But when she started getting win after win and beating all these, like, you know, big names and stuff like that, then everyone was like, okay, this girl is very good. You know, with Bueno Silva, we might see the same thing. Like when you look at the competition, why couldn't she be a champ? She just beat the number 3 ranked girl. You know, so I think Bueno Silva is she's going to be a player. I do think she's going to be up there. Problem, she's not. You know, she looks like Blanca from Street Fighter, so I don't know what they're really going to do with that. Jun Young Park got the win over Duraev. I thought this was an easy layup pick. He was the favorite over here, but a lot of people were weirdly surprised by him getting the win because of the neckbeard thing. I think Park he's a solid dude. So I'm looking to see what's next for Park. Solid win from him. This one over here, Prado and Zaitar. Oh my God, dude. Whew. This kid with 20 out of the goat shed. He's 21 years old. Dude, this kid was coming in with spinning shit. This kid looks like the new Drew Dober. Another Drew Dober has emerged into the UFC, and the goat shed was all fired up. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for him, Prada. He's a scary-looking guy, a lot of spinning shit, and he's constantly walking forward. So I'm interested in that. And IZZY now goes 0-2 in his last fights. After the potatoes, after the bags of potatoes, this guy can't pull it together. So let me know what you think about Prado. Do you think this guy's gonna be a real player? 155 is just, man, it is stupid deep, like stupid deep.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Sanosi.
So what you're saying is you want Matt to do like that OnlyFans boxer who flashed the crowd in her celebration last weekend.
Yes.
Actually, maybe that and booty shots is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Sloths can wear masks.
Listen, start women's UFC, WUFC. Start WUFC and sexualize it as much as you'd like. Have a blast with it. And honestly, we'd probably react. If we keep all our sexy stuff over there in the UFC, women's UFC, and you start creating some, growing some really solid talent, I think it'd be interesting. Have a subdivision, and it gives us more to watch. On off nights, they have other events. You have Invicta, but how many people in the chat? When was the last time you watched an Invicta event? I don't remember the last time I watched Invicta. When was the last time you guys in the chat? I think the marketing's horrible for it. But when was the last time you've watched Invicta? I don't even know when it was on. Because that's the only all female. Wow, Ninja Strokes is never. So when we started the channel, we used to watch it a lot. 3 months ago? 33rd of February. I've never watched Invicta. Look at this. Never even watched it once. Holy smokes. Wow. Think about that. Probably 2018. That's probably the last time I watched it. They don't even have a 145-pound champ. Yeah, I don't even know what weight class it goes up to. But they have atom weight there. I do know that. So, yeah, let's let the women fight even smaller. 105. That's going to be exciting. Like, what? It's going to be like watching two fleas fight. Ann's never watched Invicta, and she's a huge fan of MMA. 2 years ago, it's Sean. Wow, man. It's kind of crazy to think about. Think about it. If none of us are watching Invicta and they're putting this on the UFC, and listen, I'm not saying all women's MMA is terrible. I'm not saying that, but I mean this card proves it. Like we were laughing. We're not supposed to be laughing at this. It's not supposed to be happening. Although I do like to laugh. Main event was trash. You had the twerk that happened. You had this poor girl's arm snapped in half. You got to see that. Perez showed off the booty. Man, women's MMA is in a weird spot. It really is. Listen to Sean Strickland. He knows what he's talking about. You know what? Let me ask here. I'm going to put a poll in. I'm curious. Start a poll. All right, here we go. Do you think, this is going to be interesting, the UFC should get rid of WMA and start a separate... Man, this is so fucking glitchy, man. Yeah, let's do this. WUFC. Do you think the UFC should get rid of women's MMA and start a new WUFC? Okay. I don't know what's it called, how well it would do if Invicta doesn't do well, right? But I feel like the UFC, you got more money in it. Like, instead of doing Power Slap on off nights, why can't we have WUFC or some shit, And it won't suck as bad as the WNBA. It won't. The reason is, like, we're at the end of the day, we're watching fights, And there are some good female fighters out there. So it's not the same. WNBA is terrible. It's absolutely terrible, right? With WUFC, it's not terrible because there are a handful of decent fights, you know, that we've seen with some of these gals. Some like Weili Zhang is always good. Like there's never really a bad fight. Even Jessica Andrade, she's always fun to watch. You know, I could name some girls that are a lot of fun. You know, Macy Barber's turned into someone that's pretty interesting. UFC porno channel. That would do very well. Like I would imagine, judging from a lot of thirsty guys out there in the chats, yeah, I think that would do very well. This is fascinating. All right, so I'm going to leave this poll up. So right now we're 50-50. Yo, guys, get your votes in. I'm actually very curious of this. And like I said, I'm not trying to shit on, you know, women's MMA. It may come across that way. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to make it more entertaining, you know? And like I said, I think it would be better than the WNBA. You know, I think it would be better than that, but it would give us more to watch, right? There would be other nights. You know, what about this? The UFC puts on events almost every weekend. Instead of watering it down with some of these fight nights that are just terrible, make those the WUFC fights. You know, make those cards, those nights. It might solve the problem of watered down fight cards. You know what you're getting into when it's WUFC, you know? It's terrible because the B stands for basketball, you know? I feel like I got all the answers. I feel like the UFC needs to contact me. You know, a little mystical Moss. I can go over there. I could fix a lot of things. I could stop with the fence grabs. I could fix judging. I could fix the women's MMA situation over there. I could fix it all up, you know? I could fix it all up. Johnny Smith says no one will watch. Well, they're getting people to watch Power Slap in some weird way, right? I don't know how many people are watching, but some people are watching Power Slap. I would have to think if the UFC got rid of... You know what would happen, though? If the UFC got rid of WMMA and put a WUFC together, the fucking feminists would lose their mind. They would absolutely lose their mind. The crazy, you know, complainers online would lose their mind and try to cancel the UFC and shit for being sexist or whatever. That's the biggest issue. Those idiots. So if you're with them, we'll keep it together so they don't complain. But I think that is probably one of the reasons why they're not doing that, just to save face. Because could you imagine Dana White, being the face of the organization, decides to do that? You know? But yeah, these fucking knuckleheads would like the MMA Joeys of the world would be fucking online. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. How could you separate women's MMA from men's MMA? Like, what are we going backwards instead of forwards? What are we doing here? What are we doing? How could you just let that happen? That's what we would hear. So, because of those assholes, we're stuck with this shit. Anyway, we move on. Jack Della Maddalena, and we'll take some phone calls in a sec. Jack Della Maddalena had his hands full with this dude. The crying on the internet about Hafez and saying Hafez should have won this fight. Shut up, Jack won. Stop it. It was close. Hafez showed up. A lot of control time. People just don't know how to score fights. It's just what it comes down to. People have no idea what the fuck they're watching. And there are situations like last card. I was like, well, how did that work? You know? So I disagree with judges as well. But in this situation, control time does not mean everything. Hafez went in there and became a problem for Della Maddalena and made it interesting, made it very, very interesting. But at the end of the day, Jack got the job done. 41-12 strikeage in the first round. Second round, 47-29 for Jack. 61-7 in the third round. Guys, if you're laying on your opponent, means Jack Della Maddalena shit. Means Jack shit. Jack won that fight. I honestly, I can't even believe that people think that Jack lost that fight. And it was a split decision. Close on the judges. But I mean, come on. What are we doing here? You got to do something with that control time. My man didn't do much at all with that control time. And then Jack turned it on in that final round. So listen, for the people that are shitting on Jack Della Maddalena, just pump the brakes, man. He took a guy on short notice. We don't really know much about that guy. Let him fight another fight. See what happens. Everyone's like, oh, Sean Brady's going to kill him now. He could. But, you know, pump the fucking brakes. Pump the brakes. I am looking forward to seeing what's next for this Hafez kid, because he made a statement. He showed that he can compete in the UFC. So I am looking forward to seeing what's next for him, for Basil Hafez. And if you just go back, so he's 8-4-1. Let's see. I mean, geez. Evan Cutts. So he right the wrong of that fight. He lost this Evan Cutts split decision, then finished him in the follow-up. Anthony Ivy, split decision. Wow, man. It's kind of crazy that this guy got a UFC shot. Dude was on a 2-fight win streak. He lost one. This is grappling. Yeah, I mean, this guy's got a pretty checkered resume. Wow. Did pretty good. I think it was just the perfect storm for this guy. He came in just at the right time, short camp, and that's why it was competitive, you know? So I'm not jumping off the Jack ship. I don't know if Jack's going to be a champ, but, you know, the guy's very good. I wouldn't watch WUFC, just like I didn't watch and female fights now. Laugh my ass off. Ha ha ha. Canada. Let's see. Loza, it's a ninja joke. See, I don't know if I watch WUFC either, but we probably do it for the show. And if it's like, for instance, tomorrow, The Ultimate Fighter, I don't think we're going to stream for it. I think I'm done. I put a poll out. Let's see what the poll says. I think I'm over it. I think that ship has sailed. I gave it my all, you know? And Jason Knight got his win. I hope Jason Knight wins the whole damn thing. I'm rooting for him. But I got to be honest with you. It's a rough watch. And to the people that say that we make it better, I really appreciate it. The people that show up for the Ultimate Fighter reactions, I do appreciate that. But I feel like I'm wasting everyone's time. Like, I don't know. So I put, should we continue reacting to the worst show on TV, Tough 31? So far, 44%. And listen, I love you guys, man. I love you guys that you guys are still trying to stick this out. 44% say yes, 56% say no. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to do it. I think we've held on as long as we could, but I think the ship has sailed. Other shows are reacting to it, and I got to be honest with you, I've kind of sorted through and watched other people react to Tough. It's a tough watch. The reactions are even worse. So I don't know. I don't want to keep doing that shit. At least everyone is honest. Yeah, I'd rather honesty, you know. Then maybe, if anything, maybe I'll game. I'll go in the gaming channel and we'll just shoot the shit over there, or I might take the night off. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. What are we doing with this stuff? You gonna still watch it, that one girl? Wait, how many people are actually gonna still watch Tough? I am not gonna watch it. I am done. Like I am like, if I don't stream it, I'm out. But I'm curious, how many people in the chat are still gonna watch Tough? Make it a joke. Yeah, we did for, I don't know. I feel like I'm repeating the same jokes now. I'm used to the filler fights, aka female fights. That way I can do something. I have to. Yeah, I mean, if you're at the event, you can go wait online for beer or go to the bathroom. If you're at home, you know, you can run some errands. It is true. Out of sheer boredom. There's got to be something better to do, man. Waiting for NFL. Yeah, Contender Series. Contender Series will be good. We'll be back with that, but man, I'll watch still. I love seeing Conor lose. Yeah, I mean, it's not even, I don't know. Like, I don't even care who wins or loses. Like, I have zero interest. Like, it's weird, man. Like, Conor's on the show and I have zero interest. We got to see if all one team wins. Well, I think Jason Knight spoiled it. Jason Knight, the spoiler of The Ultimate Fighter. I think he spoiled it if you want to go to his Instagram. There's no way it's going to get good. We all know it's not going to. I mean, what could that possibly happen that makes it good, you know? Like, I feel like they showed everything in the trailers and yeah, I don't care. I don't really care. And the beauty is you can just go on like you could just go on Twitter and get a quick update on everything. Like, you go on Twitter the night after or something and you're good. Let's see, night one. No, Jason Knight won last week, but I said I hope he wins. I take a break to beat my wife during the WMA fight. She's okay with it. She doesn't like the girl fights either. Yeah, Jesse, think about this. So your wife doesn't like the girl fights, and my wife doesn't like the girl fights either. And when she was on the show, she's gonna be back. She couldn't stand women. She was worse than me. Remember, I don't know. One's in the chat if you remember Jess doing play-by-play and just like, fuck, I can't. Why are you sticking me with the girl fights? She's a girl. If girls don't want to watch the fights either, that's a problem. That's a massive problem. I'm telling you, women's MMA is for simps. That's what it's for. It's for fucking horny dudes and simps. And I'm going to make that shirt. Women's MMA is for simps. That's the next shirt I'm going to make. And I would wear that shirt. Women's MMA is for simps. Fucking get my ass kicked. My wife hates watching women's fights. See, there you go. There you go. So I'm not like a misogynist or some fucking asshole man. Like, I mean, I'm just being truthful. Like, I'm speaking for the people. Yeah, if it happens to fall on a female fight, I have been more lenient with female fights than Jess. Jess is way worse than me. Dude, yeah, I should wear this shirt in the gym. I'm doing interviews. Like, I'm interviewing female fighters. And I have women's MMAs for simps. Oh my God, dude. I'm so going to make that shirt. I'm going to make it for me. I'm going to make that shirt for me just to piss people off. Women's MMAs for simps. Oh my God, dude, that's gonna be our best shirt we put out. It's weird that most women's MMA fighters will also fuck their opponents. What? Yeah, for Sean Strickland. Man, I wish I didn't. You know, I wish I didn't have enough to go hard on women's MMA, but I mean, I do. I just have too much to work with here. So here it is. Here's the main event. Holly Holm, 41 years of age. Another main event. I like Holly. I do like Holly, but like I said, you know, it's over. We're done, you know. Maybe with Holly, like, make her final fight against Misha, right? Right the wrong of that fight. Misha Tate, Holly Holm, you know, get her back for choking her out. I feel like Holly might be able to beat Misha now. Or maybe not. I don't know. Like I said before, too, like Ronda Rousey trying the redemption fight against Holly. Yes, give that to me. That's probably never going to happen. But yeah, I don't know how much more is left in the tank for Holly, man. 41 years of age. She physically looks, you know, just drained. If you look at, let's see, there's a video of her walking. Yeah, look at this. I wish I would have seen this before I picked her. I mean, that pretty much tells everything right there. She just looks like she's sad and she don't even want to be there. Like, this is right before the fight. Dude, she looks like she's going to cry. What the fuck? Man, I wonder what, like, I know she went through her divorce and I have a feeling she's been through some shit. I'm curious what her backstory is. Does anyone know what Holly Holm's backstory is? Like, I feel like she's got a really sad backstory. Dehydrated, worn out. But why would she be dehydrated? She should be fully hydrated. She's about to fight. I'm quitting because Conor can't get... No, I'm quitting because it's cringy, man. Like, it's just like the whole thing is cringy. And I'm saying the same jokes. Like, I don't know. I feel like my jokes are getting stale. You know, like I don't want to keep just reciting the same cokehead jokes. It's like stupid now. You know? It's getting goofy. And the show is terrible. Like, I don't want to watch it, to be honest. The preacher's daughter. So you think she was touched by the preacher? Joan's side piece. She doesn't, LOL, she had a good life and grew up in a church. Well, I got to be honest with you. I've been through Catholic school my whole life. I don't know. I don't know if that's the best way to be raised. It's at this moment when Holly knew she had fucked up. You know what this reminds me of? When Megan Anderson was walking to her death against Amanda Nunes. Very similar. Oh my God, it's depressing, man. Poor Holly. I've been in the building for Holly fights, man. She has a really solid fan base. She's a likable girl. I have nothing against Holly, but I think her best days are behind her, way behind her. So that's the thoughts on that. But Silva, like I said before, don't be surprised if there's gold around her waist. Don't be surprised. I'm getting Nunes vibes. I'm getting like old school Amanda Nunes vibes. She's got the look. You know what I'm saying? Like if you chop off her head, not bad. You know, you chop, but the head shows you Blanca. You know, and that Blanca face is gonna give her the ability to get a belt. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna help her out. It's gonna aid her in getting that belt. The Street Fighter Blanca look. It's gonna do it for her. So if we look at the ladies, which I'm reluctant to do. I mean, Alexa Grasso, pound for pound #1. What? Like, it's so weird. But anyway. So, all right. So you got, oh man, you got Peña sitting at #1. You got Raquel Pennington. Holly Holm is not going to sit at 3 anymore. I'm assuming, oh man, Bueno Silva jumping from 10 to 3. I mean, I guess you can do it, man. Santos, CAMZAT, Aldana, Ketlin Vieira. I mean, yeah, you could. Yeah, you could put her at 3. You got a Raquel Pennington and Julianna Peña ahead of her. I'm telling you, Bueno Silva's probably going to be a champ. Juliana's tough, you know, but her striking it's ridiculous. And, oh my God, could you imagine Raquel Pennington gets the belt? Dude. Oh my God. Dude, wipe out bantamweight. Wipe out bantamweight too. Get this weight class out of here too. Dude, this weight class is horrible. Peña, Pennington, Holm, Vieira, Aldana, CAMZAT, Santos, Cal Rosa, Chason, Misha Tate, Bueno Silva. I mean, Jesus Christ. You do have Norma Dumont here, so you got that. Even though she didn't fight at that weight class. Blanchfield is the only shining star for me. Like, if Blanchfield and yeah, Blanchfield gets that title, things are getting interested. Tatiana Suarez is another one at strawweight. That's a girl, like, she was supposed to be a champ a while back, but injuries set her back. She's another one that might make things a little interesting. But I mean, I don't know. What are we doing here? All right, let me look at a couple of these stories, and then I'm going to open up Zepholans. Where the fuck is Kat Zingano? Blanchfield makes my pants get shorter. Nice. Nice. All right, here we go. Go look at some news. Let me see if there's anything here that I really want to, address. So, Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul. Is anyone excited about that? Is anyone excited about Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz? Or is this thing going to be a complete bomb? Because it does. It feels like that this is going to be a hot mess. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz fight card, his own pay-per-view lineup for August 5th. There is a UFC event as well. I'm curious if they're going to go head-to-head. I think it's Sanhagen's fight. Let's see. Let's see if there's anyone. Amanda Serrano versus Heather Hardy. My ex went to school with Heather Hardy. Heather Hardy's another one. The best thing about her is, her dressing half naked. Chris Avila versus Jeremy Stevens. Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Ashton Silva. What? William Silva. A lot of Silvs going on there. Shadisha Green versus Olivia Curry. Oh my God, man. Oh boy. I think the Jake Paul thing might be. I think it was on its way out. I don't know. I mean, I guess if he flatlines Nate, he's gonna be running his mouth. Check my view count for Jake Paul vids you have. Yeah, the fight night wasn't bad. That was like our top fight night, but it was combined. It was Jake Paul and something else. It wasn't totally him. So, like, if we put Jake Paul and we put another together, we can get some decent views on it. And we will react to it. We'll make fun of it. Listen, I'll show up that night. But right now, I'm not buying it. It's not happening. Man, Nate Diaz. I hope he's getting a big bag for this. Because it's not looking good for him. I know they're saying he looks good against the boxers and training for this thing. I don't know. Not really. It'd be better if Nick Diaz is in a comeback fight, to be honest. I'm a huge Nate fan, but haven't really showed any care in this. Isn't that crazy? Like, I feel like a lot of Nate Diaz fans are not really going to care about this. Because, like, what's the upside? Jake already lost. He lost to Tommy Fury. So what is the upside here? There's no upside for Nate other than getting a bag of money. If he beats Nate, he should beat Nate, right? I mean, Nate should beat Jake. He's, Nate's a badass, 209, UFC, blah, 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 all that experience. But Jake has been doing his thing in boxing. He defeated Anderson Silva. Jake beats Nate. It's just another name that he can make fun of and humiliate. So I don't know what's the upside for Nate in this. Midget Moss, oh my God, I'm super offended. No real upside. It's a glorified exhibition. Yeah, it's a bummer. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll make something out of it, though. I'll show up and have a little fun with it, just like we did with the Gotti fight, do my thing. Hafez disputes UFC Vegas 77 lost. Okay, stop it. I spoke about that before, but he's just disputing it? What is he going to... Come on. What are we talking about here? Evan Elder got to honor grandfather with win over tough as nails Mexican guy. All right. Well, good for you. Good for you, kid. Good for you. I don't really have anything to say about that. Israel Adesanya says plan to train with John Jones already in the works. Wow. These guys went from mortal enemies to BFFs and now training with each other. There was a South African guy that slipped into our Monday stream and said, I wish I was here. He's like, I'm from South Africa and I'm black and I think Duplessis did nothing wrong. I was like, where were you, man, the night of Monday's stream? Where the hell were you last Monday? So shout out to that guy if you're in the chat. What's up, man? Stipe Miocic plans to beat John Jones in every aspect of the game. Okay. How many people in the chat are going to pick Stipe? November going down, Madison Square Garden. Most likely both guys retire, I'm thinking, after this fight. How many people are picking Stipe? Throw your hands up in the chat. Throw a 1 in the chat if you're picking Miocic. I mean, one thing you can say about Stipe, always very confident, right? Always very confident, and rightfully so. I mean, the guy's done some pretty impressive things at heavyweight. He was there on Monday? No, he wasn't. He said he wasn't. Apartheid is over. South Africa are moving on. Always pick against Jones? Well, you must not do very well if you're always picking against Jones. Yeah, not many people, huh? Stipe round 1? Yeah, so 2 people, looks like, in the chat. Hell no. Yeah, okay. He was? You saw him? He said he wasn't. It must have been a different South African. All right. Okay. Very good. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to get ready to open up the phone lines, courtesy of D-Rest. D-Rest dropped a fucking bomb. If you want to drop any donations, hit the Streamlabs link. Get closer and closer over here. We're almost at 17K. Almost at 17K. Getting closer to the 20K goal of the website. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Appreciate all the support. We got the super chat as well if you'd like to hit that. I'm going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to open the phone lines. Hop in the Discord. Super simple. Hop in the Discord. Find our little... Here, I'll put it... So when you're in there, in the description down below, there's a link tree. And you'll find a Discord. Okay? Click the link tree. Click the Discord. Hop on in. Join the party. I'm going to put in the Discord chat. I'm just going to say hi. And you could just click my name, my little avatar thingy, and hit call. Stay in queue. We'll take all the calls. Quick calls tonight. Thank you guys for stopping by. And we will be right back. Dun, 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 dun. And hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. What are you waiting for? Hit that. Smash up the like button immediately. All right, guys. We'll be right back.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Do you feel that the UFC is doing your favorite fighter dirty and not paying them enough? Well, I understand. They need to be paid appropriately. They put their lives in danger inside a cage and compete in their underwear. And that's not easy to do. You can make a difference by going to millions.co, link in the description. If you're a creep or a pervert, you can get a signed, fight, used, and worn bra. If you're a normal human being, you can get a signed hat or signed gloves. Anything is possible at Millions. So click that link, change a fighter's life. And if you don't, well, stop bitching and complaining about fighter pay.
Why you keeping me waiting? All right, let's hear from the beautiful people. The beautiful people. Listen, guys, you come in with those donations like D-Rest. We're going to unlock those phones, of course. And thank you again for the big $250 bomb from D-Rest. Unlocking phone lines. Making me drop my keyboard here. And shout out to CBDX. I said we take a little pause from them, but they sent me some extra stuff here. So if you guys want to go to cbdx.com, use promo code MMAHOLES for 20% off CBDX. Dude, I'm like a drug dealer over here, man. I got everything. So I've been using the what was I using? Sky High? I think those are the ones. I think that's the one I was using. Yeah, Sky High is the one I was using. Then they gave me Spaced Out, which is is indica, more indica heavy. And then a sativa one of Liftoff gummy. I highly recommend. Yeah, sausages on them. Yo, I don't know. I'm afraid of the sativa one. This one over here, Liftoff. They say take it during the day, but I'm afraid. I'm fearful of this one right here. I'm very fearful of this one. Is this going to fucking send me to like another planet and I could be a lunatic? How many people are sativa people? I don't know. Oh, that's what you got? Wait, which one did you got? You got Liftoff? Wait, Liftoff is one you're supposed to take during the day. You can't take this before you go to sleep. Sativa's better? Yeah, what's the... I'm going to get to the calls in a second. This is actually a genuine question. You'll be fine, pop a full one. Of these? I don't know, man. So wait, you take this before bed? Yeah, see, I like the indica. Well, the one I take is half and half. Like it's like right in the middle, they say. And this one's fruit punch. I can't wait for this. The Sky High one. Sky High ones are great. Indica's for sleeping, yeah. So the Sky High one's great because it's like right in the middle. I get a really solid high, and I just feel great. You got sativa too? So you got the one that so wait. So you got Liftoff. Is that the one you got? Liftoff? You can still sleep? Not me, man. I'm a night owl, so I probably shouldn't take this before I go to bed. But I will try them all and give you my honest review. Spaced Out next. Yeah, Spaced Out is this one here. And yeah, it's more indica. So I'm assuming this one's probably great for sleeping. Oh, so you got Liftoff. Okay. All right, cool. I'm looking forward to them. It's CBDX.com. MMA-HOLES is the promo code. Okay. All righty. All right, let's. Here we go. All right, I just clicked on the first one here. Kevin, you there?
What's up? What?
How you doing, bud?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm wonderful. What's going on?
Nothing much. Good to hear from you.
Good to hear you too, Kevin. How's it going?
Hey, so we're talking about women's MMA. You got to talk about the. Feels like the majority of the fighters, female fighters, are just South American chicks with butter faces and big asses. Is that right or no?
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. They just turn around. They're like, they're not that attractive, but all of a sudden they get amazingly attractive when they turn around.
The bigger the ass, the buttery the face. Seems to be the way it works. I mean, who's a chick from Brazil? She would seem to be the first of it. That Ronda knocked out.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Betch Correia.
She started it.
Yeah.
And now we got a long line of followers. But anyways, let's get down to Jack Della Maddalena.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I mean, seriously, his IQ showed in the fight. Because ever listened to him talk in an interview, it sounds like he's got a screw loose. It sounds like he's a little slow. And he finally showed up and fought how he sounded because, I mean, the dude is just like pulling guard and doing these weird guillotine attempts when everybody knows keep it on the feet and light this dude up. You got a clear advantage. But man, if you listen to the dude talk, it's like dude slow as fuck, and he's just fought like that's the way he fought. So I got to rethink my whole outlook on Jack Della Maddalena.
Okay. Well, yeah, he doesn't seem like the most, I don't know, I don't want to say the most intelligent, but he does. He seems like a car crash type of a fighter. He seems like the type of guy that just goes in there, his nose shows everything, like this guy he's not a technical dude. This guy's a fucking brawler.
He's got good CRIS boxing. He got good combinations, but no, yeah, he likes to come forward and throw bombs. And
yeah,
I thought this dude had future champ written all over him, but I don't know. We'll have to take a look and see what that future holds. So this weekend we got Tybura versus Aspinall, and this is obviously the UFC is trying to give Aspinall a layup. They think Tybura is just going to get too quick for him, too athletic, and I think everybody's in for a rude awakening. It's true Polish power. He's going to slap him around, outlast him. If he thinks he's going to come in there, run into get in his face and take him out, he's got another thing coming. I got Tybura with the upset. What's your thoughts on that one, Bub?
Wow. Well, I think Tybura is a live dog. I think the guy's been on a pretty decent win streak. But I think Tommy Aspinall is he's gonna do something special here. I think Aspinall's very good.
Tommy? You think Tommy's going to get it done?
Yeah, I do.
We'll have to see how he looks with that knee injury. My final point is Terrence McKinney, his downfall is glorious, ain't it?
I've interacted with him. He's actually a very nice guy, but I understand why people don't like him. I get it.
Yeah, he was coming off as a little too cool for school, and he's getting a little humble pie. But yeah, I don't think he's a bad kid. I mean, he saw the way the with that Jake Shields situation, we got Mike Jackson coming, trying to slander him, and he comes to the defense of Jake Shields, so that was cool.
Yeah.
But
He sticks his.
it's just a twit.
Listen, there are certain times where he's like, he says things on Twitter that's like, okay, I'm on board. And then there are other things he says like, come on, Terrence, what are we doing here? Like, he's opening himself up for criticism. I think he takes it hard. Like, anytime you see him on Twitter, people are putting him flatlined. Like, people are just putting these pictures of Terrence. Like, he had something going on with Guru as well. So he's got to deal with those knuckleheads. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, there ain't really much to talk about, so I'll let the next guy then
All right, man.
get down to it, you know what I mean?
All right, be good. There's Kevin. What a call. Kevin calling in, doing his thing. But he's right, though. Tybura, don't sleep on him. I don't think he's going to win. I don't. But do not sleep on Marcin Tybura. The guy he's on a pretty good roll. And I don't think he's there to be the layup. I don't think that. This is an interesting fight. He's kind of like the sleeper in the weight class. I saw let's say Patrick Gavia put something on him here. Hold on. I don't know. Sonosi should be in here.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, what's up,
I was
Sonosi?
waiting for you to get your thought.
Oh, okay. No, I appreciate that. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just looking at all the news stuff. You know, the thing that actually fascinates me that's been going over, I think this was all today, this whole rumor about Bellator.
Mm-hmm. Well, hold on one second here. Let me just play this really quick.
Super chat.
Ty Moss.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Furious Storm. Appreciate your support. Did you hear that, Sonosi, or no?
No, I didn't hear it this time.
Ah, shit.
I know, the curse is back.
It was a super chat. Hold on, I'll fix it real quick. Actually, it's all right. All right, go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, the whole rumor that based on like the UFC site looks like they're showing Bellator fighters on there. That there's people thinking it's getting sold. It's gonna be a big announcement to derail the Ngannou Fury fight thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't dabble. You know why I didn't dabble into it? Because I didn't know this, but apparently, like, MVP was already on. Like, he was already on the website. Pitbull's on the website. I fell into the trap too. I actually posted. I saw Sadiq put it up there, and here I'm going to put it on the screen. It says Michael Venom Page is listed on the UFC roster page. So I went to look myself, and yeah, he's there, but so are other fighters as well. So it's possible. MVP could be there in the UFC because he's a free agent, but it's not a done deal.
Okay, well, let me ask you a hypothetical question. If Bellator got bought out, would there be some unification fights? You know how like when Pride got bought out, they did unification fights for some of the belts. Would you think that'd be fun or no?
You know, I'm at the point right now where I wouldn't mind seeing the UFC gobble up Bellator and then chew them up and spit them out. I'm kind of done with Bellator. We have PFL. We have other promotions out there. I think I'm done. I
think the main thing is Bellator has some decent people, some former UFC, some not. Like Nemkov, I wouldn't mind him making the division interesting with the light heavyweight. Because like the light heavyweight's cursed for right now with all those injuries, so that wouldn't be bad. Bader coming back, being a heavyweight, would be fun unification against whoever wins the next title fight.
Yeah.
The funniest of all of them, however, would be. And this will be all on if Dana isn't that petty, or if his WEC owners basically say, no, you can't do that. Cyborg would be yanked back in.
Dude, I hope, I know it's probably never going to happen, but Chris Cyborg needs to retire in the UFC. I want one more fight. I want one more. I mean, I hate the way Cyborg left. I can't stand it. You know, I wish he would have rematched Nunes. Like Cyborg, you look at women's MMA, you might want to shit on Cyborg and how she handled the situation as well. But if you look at women's MMA, you know Cyborg was fun. Like, I mean, come on, Cyborg was a good time when she fought in the UFC. So
I think she's the last remaining women's superstar truly left now. If she came back in the UFC and the UFC marketed correct, I think she could make some okay money. Not like McGregor or like John Jones maybe, but something.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it's funny.
People actually enjoyed when Cyborg fought.
The Lord Sarkon saying Bader ain't pissing clean and all that stuff. That is a good point. Like, there is no USADA in Bellator. So that that would be an issue. I mean, like you look at a guy like Aaron Pico, he would be fun to see in the UFC. Not like saying he's gonna be a champion, but he'd be fun.
Yeah.
But we don't even know if he's clean. Like I don't know. Like I'm not sure how they're testing in Bellator. So I have a feeling the UFC, if they ever did buy Bellator, it would run for a year or two and then just completely fall off the face of the earth. They take the best out there, and everyone could go kick rocks.
Yeah, the most interesting thing other than Cyborg, though, to be perfectly honest, would have to, other than Nemkov, would be the lower weight classes they've unified. Patricio versus Volk, and then you have Usman Nurmagomedov against Islam.
Mm-hmm. Even Patricio, though, I mean, he's not what I thought he was. Like, or at least now he's kind of declining, I think.
That'd be a perfect time to grab him right now. He's declined, but not that much far gone. I mean, he still has a belt at least. You could, if Bellator got bought out within the next year and he's still champion, at least you can use that star power initially.
Yeah.
It doesn't how they use Ben Askren.
It doesn't feel like Strikeforce though. Like when the UFC gobbled up Strikeforce and Strikeforce was like those champions coming out of there, like really, you're like, oh, I can't wait to see him fight in the UFC. There's not one person like other than Nemkov, and he's a little questionable. I mean, Corey coming back is kind of interesting in a weird way, but it doesn't like there's nothing that really excites me that I need to see, in the UFC. Even with MVP.
Would you say have to?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say even with MVP, I'm not like he kind of got exposed. He's exciting, exciting striker, but I mean, fucking Mike Perry beat him up in bare knuckle. Like, come on.
You know what division could? What other than women's MMA for 145, because they do have a semi division over there. The other thing that the UFC could definitely use, take their light heavyweights because they're the most filled out roster almost.
Mm-hmm.
This picture, you get your Romero back, even though he's kind of boring. Phil Davis. And then, you got Corey and then Nemkov. At least those four you recognize right off the bat. Putting them right into the light heavyweight would at least spice it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I got to be honest with you. Like, it doesn't, there's nothing that I feel like Bellator can help the UFC with. I feel like the UFC, like, there's no one. There was a time where I really want to see Pico over there. I really want to see AJ McKee over there. Even Pitbull. I wanted to see over there. MVP, I wanted to see over there. All of those guys, I couldn't give two fucks about. Like, they've all been exposed inside Bellator.
You don't like Usman? You don't like Usman Nurmagomedov, or not because there's not enough about him yet?
I mean, I guess you could, but we have enough neckbeards. Like, what do we?
Yeah.
Actually,
there is one person I like. There is one person I do like that would like to see, and then I'm gonna head off because I know enough time stuff. Patchy Mix is an interesting one. He just became interim champion. He had that good win.
Yeah, he is pretty good. Yeah, you're not, but does he excite you? Like, he is good. He's very good. But I mean, it wouldn't change much for me if he went over to the UFC.
Probably not. But I'm just saying it'd be something different. Yeah. I don't mind some of these people who are homegrown talents coming over just to see what would happen.
That's not a bad name. It isn't. No, he does look pretty good. What about the Italian kid, the wrestler? What the hell's his name? That big mouth.
Oh shit! I know who you're talking about.
Give me his name. Kevin from Chicago would know his name. What the hell is that dude's name? That guy, he's like,
I can't remember his name.
He's like Colby Covington 2.0. Well, what the fuck is that guy's name?
For the Italian.
That wacko.
The Mussolini comes back. Come back for Italians.
Help me out, chat. Sabatello. Thank you, John guy. Danny Sabatello. Yeah. Yeah. He's not like, he's got flaws as well, but him on the mic would be interesting. He would be interesting.
Him versus Kobe. There you go. Just if I don't remember his weight class. If he has to build up some weight, so be it, or strength.
Yeah,
those
not
two
the
would
same
be a funny
class.
match.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. It's gotta be.
Danny Sabatello. Oh my God, could you imagine in the UFC? Like that's the only name that I'd be like, okay, well he would shake things up. Even if he doesn't win, that guy would be a fucking pain in the ass. Like he would definitely.
AJ would help. I mean, lightweight's already so stacked. I guess you don't need AJ McKee really.
Yeah. There was a time where I really wanted AJ in there. I don't know now, man. I don't know. Like he's.
I mean, he only lost once. He only had that one loss. Not
dude,
like
he
all
barely
over.
was able to get past Spike Carlisle. Like, I mean, he beat him up pretty good, but still, he had problems with Spike. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that last fight. I'm thinking of the fight I asked before that. You're right. That was his latest fight. Never mind.
If you're gonna bring AJ and bring back Spike Carlisle, oh god, yeah. But like I said, it's a bummer. I like competition. I would like to see Bellator thrive, but I have to be honest with you, Bellator has been like I don't know, man. It's been really rough, a rough watch.
Okay, I'll leave on this question then. If you had to choose one of these secondary leagues to get swallowed by the UFC, which one would you choose next? And I'm gonna head out and let you answer that one.
Okay. All right. I'll see you in the chat. I would honestly, it doesn't answer his question, but it's a little different. I would rather see PFL buy Bellator. I'd rather see that. Kind of just, merge that shit up and try to, be something of more of a competition to the UFC, deepen their roster a little bit more. I would like to see PFL. But UFC gobbling up other promotions doesn't really help anything right now. It just makes it worse. We need competition. We need something out there to make the UFC say, okay, I'm feeling this organization. This is a little bit of a problem. Let's amp up our production, our promotion, our fights. Let's see who we got here. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving Pulse. Pulse, you there? Yeah, Bellator's been pretty rough. Bare knuckle MMA. Yeah, Jorge Masvidal's doing that. Doesn't do anything for me. I think bare knuckle boxing works better with bare knuckle than MMA. Pulse, you there? I mean, yeah, you do have Rise and you do have One. I just don't feel like I don't feel like they do much to make the UFC even think about them. All right, so Pulse is not coming through.
Yo, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. What's up, Pulse?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Wonderful.
How are you doing, Pulse?
Same. Wonderful.
Nice, man.
Wonderful.
All right, we got you here live on the show. What's on your mind?
Well, you mentioned Holly Holm earlier, and about 15 years ago, she was viciously KO'd in a boxing match, and I gotta say, I'm surprised her chin lasted this long.
Yeah, that was before she came into the UFC, right? There was a big knockout. I do vaguely remember this.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but you ever notice she talk?
Uh-oh, we're choppy. We're in choppy waters here.
Hello?
Yeah, you're breaking up on us.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
I do now. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I think she might have suffered a little brain damage because it sounds like she talks with the lip.
Well, didn't she did say something weird about, wasn't there some pedophilia thing or children thing that I don't remember what it was, but didn't she have a weird take on pedophiles?
Yeah, I remember.
I don't remember what it was.
Something that in a post-fight interview, I forget what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember. Did anyone in the chat remember what that was? It was something odd. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with
career. Yeah, it's definitely time to hang it up, bro. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to yell and scream, retire, this and that, but you're 41 years of age, and you have to. I think everyone's on the same page. Looking at Holly in that fight, that is not the Holly of old. This is a clearly older fighter in that cage. So it's a bummer. You're sitting at number 3, just lost to 10. That's she must have had a rough night after that fight.
Is she, in your opinion, is she qualified for the Hall of Fame just because of what she did to Ronda?
It's so weird. I wonder how that's gonna work with the UFC, with women's MMA. Because, if you think about it, she was a champ. She had that, one of the craziest finishes. The world stopped when she knocked out Ronda. I remember I was at a wedding, and I wasn't able to see the fight, but we were all sneaking into the fucking bathroom trying to get glimpses of this thing, and everyone was talking about it, and it was a big deal. She was brought into the UFC to take out Ronda or be the Ronda Slayer, So, you would think, but I mean, how long was she really the champ? You know, and I wish she's like 15-7-0. Ouch. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll say yes for women. Not if she was in the, you know, one of the guys, no. But for women, I guess. Because there's only 3 people you could think of that to put in there, right? Or maybe 4.
Yeah. Well, I got an idea. If Rousey is coming back at featherweight, women's featherweight, how about a rematch? Holm versus Rousey for the vacant title, and the loser leaves the company.
I mean, yeah, we were pitching that, but that ship has sailed now because she lost, right? So, I mean, I don't know how you could really justify that fight. I mean, unless you say it's some sort of redemption fight, right, for Holly. I mean, for Ronda. But I don't know how you could put really a belt on the line now because she just got fucking finished, you know? So, and then Ronda, too. Ronda's resume, how she left the UFC, you know, how do you justify a belt for her as well?
I think people want to see that fight again just to see what it looks like because, you know, Ronda's been away for so long and Holmes is kind of on the down slope. So, you know, I mean, and you know, it's like it's a vacant belt. So does anybody really care?
I mean, no one cares. But maybe you might have to put a fucking BMF belt or something. Listen, would I like to see them run it back? Yes. I would like to see anything with Ronda coming back. I'm there for the circus. Like, I'm there. Give it to me. I don't care if she gets her fucking face beaten. I don't give a shit what it is. I want to see her do the mean mug to the cage again with that song. And I want to see, it's like Holly Holm, for instance. I would like to see Holly fight Ronda, see if Ronda get that redemption. I would also like to see Holly fight Misha. I would love to see that because, you know, both of those girls are going nowhere. They have history. Misha took the belt from Holly. Run it back. You know, like, give me one of those fights.
I forgot Misha was even on the roster.
Yeah. I mean, she's like in limbo right now. Misha's, I mean, she's looked horrible. So put Misha in there. Holly has a chance to redeem herself.
Yeah, either one will be fine.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Pulse?
Right on.
All right, man. Anything else?
Laters.
All right. There's Pulse. Thank you.
Wonderful.
There's Pulse coming in. Very nice. All right, if anyone wants to get in, last chance. And we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Really appreciate it. We discussed the events that went down. This weekend, like I said before, is going to be early. So set your alarms for Aspinall versus Tybura. Not the best UFC London card that we've seen. In fact, you can kind of say it might be trash, but it doesn't matter. It gives us an excuse to hang with the boys nice and early. The card's going to start at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for us. So 10, 11, 12 for the East Coast, 12 p.m. for the East Coast. Yeah, you see a couple of familiar faces, but it's like, okay. Wow, Brian Barberena on the prelims. That's not bad. When you get a little Barberena on the prelims. I mean, it's all right. It's okay. It's nothing to go crazy about. But I am very interested in seeing Aspinall, how he's going to bounce back from that weird injury. And Marcin Tybura. Is he going to be the dark horse of heavyweight? You know, not many people are talking about Marcin. I had a graphic of Patrick Gavia put over here, UFC most underrated heavyweight. Go follow Patrick Gavia. Patrick Gavia. I'm pretty sure you saw this dude on YouTube. His documentaries are fire. Like this guy, like legit. He's like a Netflix documentary. Every time he drops something on YouTube, it's very interesting. So go check out his stuff, and we're pretty friendly with him behind the scenes. Really nice guy. And his Instagram's interesting. 1985 to 2005, Marcin Tybura was born in 1985 in Poland. He grows up on a farm. That's weird English right there. He grows 2006, 2011, while completing his master's degree in physical education, his friends introduce him to MMA. 2011 to 2012, Marcin makes his pro MMA debut at 25 years old in a Polish organization and wins his first 6 fights. 2013-2015, he signs with a Russian organization, M1 Global, and quickly becomes the heavyweight champ. 2016-2019, Tybura signs with the UFC in 2016, but struggles to maintain a consistent record. Yeah, it was a little bit of a rough run, but It's different now. 2019, 2022, refusing to give up. He works hard and reaps the rewards against the likes of Sergey Spivak, Walt Harris, and Alexander Romanov. Now, you look at the name, Spivak kind of stands out because Spivak's been doing some things. Walt Harris is terrible. The big ticket, not very good. Romanov, So, you know, you look at the names there and you're like, I don't know. But yeah, check out Patrick Gavia, man. The dude, he's very, very, very talented with everything he does on social media. Thank you, Ninja Choke. Appreciate it. Okay, we have... Hold on. We'll end with a sausage. End with the sausage. Sausage, you there?
Let's go, champ.
Thank you, Jay Blowful. Double champ. Thank you, my man. Appreciate that.
Yo.
Hey, Sausage, give me a second here. I'm catching up on a couple of alerts. Jay Blowful going back to back. He's got the double champ status. Got the super chat.
Super chat.
Hope you are having a good night.
My man, thank you, Jay Blowful. Thank you for everyone dropping the donations. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, Sausage, what's up, man?
I don't know much. You sound like you're in a fucking tunnel.
Oh, no.
I can hear you fine. You sound weird.
Hold on a second. Discord has been... Hold on a second. Dun, 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 dun. Why is it doing that? Oh, shit. So you guys have been talking to me. All right, can you hear me better?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so whoever called in, sorry about the shitty audio. That was my camera's audio. So it must have been terrible, whoever was calling in. All right, so that's better, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, Sausage, what's up, man?
So they're saying Paulo Costa pulled out of his fight with that Russian dude.
I did see that. Yeah. And it does seem like, I don't know, man. The UFC must be so, like, God, the shit they put up with Paulo Costa, it's nuts, man.
Well, he reacted to someone saying he was going to fight KHAMZAT.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's what it's going to be. Because who else are they going to put KHAMZAT against? He wants to fight in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, he's like this dude, like, and he just signed a big deal with him. And here's the thing: it says Paulie is smart enough, so Paulo Costa, Khamzat Chimaev. What's weird is they have him training July 16th. Here he is hitting the heavy bag. So what was it? An injury, or he just didn't want to fight? Like, what happened?
They pulled him to go fight KHAMZAT.
Whoa, sorry. What are you saying? So they're thinking they just yanked the fight. Yeah, well, the fight did make no sense. It was another nobody, right? Who the hell was he supposed to fight? It was, but what's weird was
Russian dude.
It was
Akram something.
It's this upcoming pay-per-view, right? Wasn't it 291?
Yeah, I think it was next pay-per-view.
Huh. Yeah, so yeah, yanking that off the card, that's weird. They're not going to squeeze Khamzat in there. So would Abu Dhabi, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Well, what about Sean Strickland?
Well, he just fought. I don't think he's ready yet.
I mean, Khamzat, if they're waiting for Abu Dhabi, when that's going to be next year. It's not going to be this year, right?
No, it's in October.
Oh, is it?
Back.
Abu
Dhabi's
Dhabi's
Islam wants to fight then.
Huh. I would imagine Strickland would be ready by then too. Could you imagine Strickland in Abu Dhabi? Oh my god. Oh my god.
He'd probably be fucking beheaded.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think he's even.
Yeah, they're not sending him over there.
If they sent Colby Covington to Brazil, I mean, send Sean Strickland to Abu Dhabi. That'd be fantastic.
Well, they sent Colby to Brazil or before he said that. That's when he said it.
Yeah.
He hasn't been back since. So.
No. That'd be so funny, man. Holy crap. Yeah, I would rather see Paulo Costa versus Strickland than Costa versus Khamzat. I don't know. Do you want it? Which one would you rather see?
Either one's good for me. I'm waiting for someone to fucking knock Khamzat's head off.
Yeah, that's a pretty, it's a big beefy man for Khamzat. I don't know how he'll...
Well, they already got a fucking feud.
Yeah, you do have some footage.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Trolling.
Yeah, I would like to see both guys back. It's annoying, man. I feel like the UFC wasn't like this before, where it's like everyone is sitting out. But I understand these guys want the best fights for them, and they want to make the most money. Like, it seems like it is more money than actual, like, the best fights they're putting in front of us. Like, money seems to have taken over a little bit.
Yeah, money makes the world go around.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Rampage is coming back. Do you see that?
What?
Do you care?
Where was he gonna fight? Like some boxing thing?
I don't know. He said he's coming back to MMA.
Why? He looks like a wall. In his last fight, he looked like a walrus. Why doesn't he fight Let's Go Champ? Why don't he fight him? Do like a boxing against him or some shit?
Bob Sapp?
No, Let's Go Champ.
No, you talking about Shannon Briggs.
Yeah, Shannon Briggs. Have those two. Those two have history. Like, right? Can we? Why don't they do something?
I think they attempted that once, but it never came to anything.
Yeah, that's
Couldn't
the
work
fight.
it out.
That makes sense. Have those two go at it. Do like boxing one and then MMA another. That's what they should do.
The only fight for him is the grudge match from the ages. Go back, get that fat motherfucker from Tough Titties. Now they're both fucking heavyweights. That's the fight world wants to see.
Are you excited about Rampage coming back? I'm not.
Not really. I mean, that Fedor fight, dude, that was fucking god awful.
Yeah, Rampage looks horrible. Like, like it was really bad, man.
I don't know. Was that his last fight? Or did he fight after that? I can't remember.
I don't remember what his. I remember his last like 3 fights were terrible. I remember, like he looked terrible. Like he looked like a big walrus out there. Like it didn't even look like Rampage anymore. It looked like, I don't know. It like that movie The Walrus. What was it called? Tusk. It looked like Tusk.
All right. I think that's pretty much it.
Are you high right now?
Yeah, Michael. No.
Oh, okay. You drunk or?
Oh no. One last thing.
Yeah.
People want Michael Ben Page to come to UFC, dude. You want to see him get fucking slaughtered. I mean, honestly, who in the top 10 could he really beat?
I agree. Yeah, he's kind of exposed. A lot of these guys could take him down and fuck him up. And then he's like, you saw Mike Perry do him up in bare knuckle. I mean, I understand there's no kicking involved, but yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe novelty fights, you know, put him against strikers.
Jorge was still around in the UFC. They could put him together.
Yeah.
That'd be a fight, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great to see Michael Venom Page do something special in the UFC because he is exciting, right? He does have a very exciting flash knockout style. But yeah, it just seems like you put him up against these grapplers, nothing's going to work.
Askren all over again. He would get like one good win and just get destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said before, there's not really anyone in Bellator that I mean, Nemkov, I guess, maybe, but there's no one that really, really stands out. I'm like, oh, I really would love to see them in the UFC. I feel like that ship has sailed. They keep saying Wonder Boy, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Would you care about Wonder Boy versus MVP?
I'd watch it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, you got Striker versus Striker, and yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that kind of works. I guess. But I would rather see HAMZAT fuck him up. I'd rather see HAMZAT, you know, if he could make, or Shavkat or some shit. Put him up against a fucking grappler. Put him up against, you know what? Don't fucking stick him in there against Wonder Boy. Put him up against, you want to come into the UFC, fight UFC caliber guys. Don't fight a 40-something-year-old Wonder Boy. You know? Like, do you really want to see him, like, fucking knee Wonder Boy in the head and knock his little head into the rafters? Like, that would be such a bummer. If Showtime Pettis could knock out Wonder Boy, I understand Wonder Boy's only been knocked out once. The last person I want to see is Michael Venom Page knock out Wonder Boy. You know? So, I'm good. All right, anything else, Sausage?
They could do Nick Diaz when he comes back versus MVP.
Oh, my gosh. God, you want him to die. Oh, my God. Dude, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's it. Pop one of those gummies, the lift off. They're good.
Yeah? Okay. You could sleep after them?
Well, here's the problem is I enjoy being high, so I like to stay up and, you know, take it all in. I should go to sleep.
Yeah, even when I take the other one, I do stay up a little bit longer. So I'm afraid when I take liftoff, I probably should do it early because I don't need to be up all night because we have a fucking newborn. And me being a zombie early in the morning is not good. Or me staying in bed until noon is not good.
It will fuck you up, so.
Yeah.
If you take a full one. Half one, just good chill buzz.
Yeah, I took a full one of the, what was it, Sky High? Yeah, Sky High. And, dude, that got me in a good place. That's for sure. All right, Sausage. Thank you for the call. Have a good night, then. There's Sausage coming in. All right. I got to get out of here. Guys and gals, thank you for stopping by the show. Appreciate it. It was absolutely wonderful, wonderful. If you watch it on the replay, make sure you hit the like button. Let me know in the comments section what you thought of the topics for the evening. We got a little crazy with the women's MMA, so let me know what your thoughts are on that. Do you think the UFC should get rid of women's MMA and start a new WUFC? 44% say yes. 56% say no. So 56% of our community is saying keep it as it is. And I hate you for saying that because now we're stuck with it. It's all your fault. Thank you guys for stopping by. Man, if we do tough, it's probably going to be... No, it's probably not going to happen. But we will be back on Wednesday. We'll be back on Friday as well. If you do want to hang with us on off nights, not the MMA-Holes, our gaming channel, link in the description down below, where we get high and we're all over the place. So go check out that on the next gaming stream. Maybe we'll be live over there. And thank you guys for watching. I do want to play D-Rest's song one more time, man. Let's end it with a little D-Rest activity. He was nice enough to drop that big fat dono. So let's do this, baby. Actually, you know what? I'll play a different song here. Let's see what else has he got over here. Let's see. What else does he have? What's this? What, is that the one I played? Hold on. Sounds exactly the same. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-hole. Thank you. Good night.
We chose so I think and just suppose we sure we will.
D-Rest, are you in the chat right now, bro? What are you on when you're making these? My God, you are on some good stuff. You need to let me know exactly what you're taking while you're making this stuff. Thank you.
Be closer to what is and what will be without a mystery.
It's like Lisa Loeb. It's like D-Rest, Lisa Loeb. It's a very emotional song, and he's getting very passionate here. I like it.